Hello friends, this is a guide on how to lucid dream to enhance your creative process for artists, for creatives. So this applies to visual artists as well as musicians or writers, whatever your creative pursuits are. This is mostly coming from a visionary artist with, two-dimensional paintings, but it applies universally to various crafts. So if you're trying to use lucid dreaming for this, first and foremost, you have to lucid dream, right? So I have some helpful tips for you guys on how you can get lucid dreaming as fast as possible, and this is coming from someone who's been lucid dreaming since they were 12. So I'm 28 now, so it's been a hot minute. But if I were to try to teach myself, like if I was starting from scratch, had never lucid dreamed, the things to get me to be a consistent lucid dreamer the fastest would be the following. So first and foremost, you gotta believe that it's real. And if you talk to enough people about it, you'll see that there's a lot of people that have lucid dream, or even just look online. And once you have that first one, you know it's possible, which is really cool. And if you've already had that, that's huge already, because you've gotten over any doubts. So if you have that already, amazing. If not, talk to people you trust. Look online and you'll see, millions and millions of stories of people lucid dreaming. This is a common occurrence, and then you can let go of any doubts. Okay, so once the doubts are out of the way, now, okay, how do you do it? So I feel like the quickest cheat code to be able to lucid dream is to use hypnosis. So a lot of people, I believe it's 2/3 of the population, I want to say, something like that, are hypnotizable. So a good chance. And it's free. You don't actually have to go to someone, thankfully, anymore. There's YouTube. So if you look up on YouTube lucid dream hypnosis, you'll get so many options. And yeah, that'll really help you out. And what you want to do is you want to play this audio. You can do something like playing it on with some good headphones, or sorry, there's a helicopter. But you can put on some good headphones or get some good speakers and go somewhere where it's going to be very quiet, where there isn't going to be helicopters. And you don't have your pets or your kids running around that are going to wake you up when you're 5 minutes in. So make sure everybody in your household knows you get some quiet time, and lay down in your bed on your back, just flat. Make sure it's nice and dark. If you have eye covers, I love using eye covers just because sometimes I accidentally open my eyes and I don't want to wake myself up. So eye covers are great if you have them. If not, just make sure everything's off. You don't want to do this at night, because if you try this at night, usually you're just going to end up falling asleep, which is not the point. So the best time to actually do this, which is another tip, is to do it in the morning. So lay down somewhere quiet, play the audio, try it out. Sometimes it'll take a couple of tries. Make sure you're really well rested, because you don't want to fall asleep like fully. You want to still have some awareness. And another tip that's really helped me with hypnosis, to have like very powerful hypnosis, is whatever the person is saying in the audio, repeat it to yourself. So like if they say you're going deeper now, and then you say to yourself in your mind, not out loud, but in your mind, I'm going deeper now, and like now you're starting to enter the dream state, and then you say to yourself in your mind, now I'm starting to enter the dream state. So you can use that to help you. And let's see, so try hypnosis, because if that works out, try a few, give it a few tries, and a lot of the times that's all you'll need. You'll start lucid dreaming from there, and you can do it whenever you want. You can just play the audio and boom, you're lucid dreaming. This is a little controversial, but if anybody's seen my art, they know that this is something that is involved in my art. But I would used to use a little bit of psilocybin in a tea form, and a very small amount, like a microdose, and then do the hypnosis, and it made it like super HD. Like it was like boom, like as real as this, like full all sense doors, like sight, smell, feeling, touch, everything. And I would explore the cosmos in that way. So there is that. Now this isn't necessary. And you don't want to do so much that it takes over and then you're just in a trip. A very small amount just kind of enhances the visuals, but you still want the main thing to be very dreamlike. So very, very small amount is is what, you know, I used to do. But, you know, don't do this if you're not experienced with this. This is just my own journey that I'm sharing. But, you know, you can still have very vivid hypnosis if you get good at it just on your own, because, you know, at the end of the day, we're the medicine, right? Where the plant medicine is within us. Well, maybe not plants, but okay, anyways. All right, so if that doesn't work for you, let's say you tried it out, you gave it a few good shots, no one woke you up, and you fell asleep every time, or it didn't work. Another thing you can do is just to do it the original way, where, you know, you're gonna hear most people talk about this, is just like, you know, just go at it. And with that, what you want to do is you want to start keeping a dream journal. That's kind of like step one, other than removing doubts. Step one is keep a dream journal. And a lot of people tell me, but I don't remember any of my dreams. Okay, like, everybody has dreams, and the difficulty right now is that you have no dream recollection, if that's the case. And how you fix that is you start trying every single day. You keep a dream journal by your bedside, and first thing when you wake up, you try to remember. And it might take you a week or two or however long. Just write something down, and what you write down, it can be like, I don't remember, and you can write that for like 10, 20, a month, days, you know, and still, you know, it's like, I don't remember. But then one day, magically, you'll remember a little something, and then you just write that down. And then over time, you're going to start developing your dream recollection, your like presence there in the dream state, because you can start having lucid dreams and not even remember. And then what's the point, right? Then we can't create cool things from it. So yes, dream journal. And then if you do remember your dreams, you'll see that the more you write them down, the more vivid they're gonna get, the more complex. And then, you know, you'll get to the point like I did, where I was dreaming for what felt like hundreds of years and writing pages and pages, and I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I gotta go do other stuff. And I just write summaries. So that does happen. But okay, so once you have really good dream recollection, that's like by far increasing your chances, because you're already starting to bring a lot of awareness to that state of the dream state. And then you want to start practicing trying to lucid dream. And what you do is you want to do this early in the morning. This is called the waking back to sleep technique. And what you do is you get a nice good night's sleep, and you set an alarm for a little earlier than when you usually wake up. So let's say you usually wake up at let's say 7 a.m. You want to set that alarm for maybe like 5:30, you know, like maybe an hour and a half. Give yourself an hour and a half, and then wake up. And don't check your phone, no bright lights, don't turn on any lights, don't go doing a workout or anything that'll wake you up too much. Just kind of chill. If you meditate, this is the perfect time to do a little meditation. Just sit up and just kind of breathe, do some breath work, well, not very intense, just some calm, meditate for a sec, just sit up for a few minutes, and maybe ideally like 10 or 15, maybe even 5. You can get away with 5, but just, you know, sit up for a bit, and then lay back down on your back, flat on your back, like corpse pose in yoga, and go ahead and start to let your body fall asleep. Just relax, and you can scan your body and go through each section, just relaxing, and then back up and then back down, and kind of keep, you know, slowly going through section by section, just relaxing the body, but stay conscious. And if you're already really focused in the dream world with you're on with your dream journals, then you'll start to you know, bring more awareness into that. And just relax and meditate, go through section by section, try to stay awake, and really funny things will often start happening. You don't want to move, which is a huge thing, and that's where having a really good meditation practice can help a lot. You can practice meditating and staying still. That'll directly help you stay still. You gotta like really do mind over matter, because what the body does is when it thinks that, the mind's falling asleep, but it's not sure, it'll kind of start sending you tests, is the best way I can explain it, where it'll start making you like itch or something feel weird, and it'll make you want to move, and you gotta stay committed and not move and be like, okay, just observe it. Just observe it's just a sensation. Don't mess with it. And you want to stay still, and it's gonna send you these tests, and then once it's like, okay, the mind's asleep, like the body thinks the mind's asleep, that's when you get into the dream state. But really weird things can start happening. One thing that happens to me a lot is I feel like I'm on a rocket, being shot up into space. And I just feel like crazy vibrations and stuff. It's very intense, but you just have to stay calm and just breathe through it. And another thing that will happen to me very often, and I've heard other people it'll happen to, is they'll start hearing things or seeing things. They can you'll start hearing bells, or I'll start hearing people talking. They're not really there. It's just the starting to get into the dream state. Your kind of mind starts to kind of hallucinate in a way, but you just kind of go through it. You don't react. You just observe it all. And the key is keeping the breath the same as it is naturally. So you want to find that rhythm that your breath is when you're asleep, just that natural rhythm, and you just want to keep it. So what happens with a lot of people is they'll start feeling something change, like they'll start feeling vibrations or hearing something, and they'll like start breathing faster, or they'll get up. You don't want to do that. So you want to keep that breath consistent, because if you change your breath, that's what wakes you up out of it, which is also your token out. Little side note, if anything ever happens that kind of gets you feeling uncomfortable, what you can do is you can start breathing faster, and that'll wake you up. You just change your breath pattern. Technically the opposite would be to hold your breath. That'll work too, but I don't want any of you guys turning blue on me, so just breathe a little faster and you'll wake up. That's your exit ticket. Yeah, so try that out. Give it, be patient, be persistent. Don't give up. Tell yourself as you're falling asleep, as you're laying there, you can scan your body. You can tell yourself, I'm going to lucid dream. I'm going to lucid dream with like 100% determination. That also really helps, like falling asleep to that thought. Sometimes what I would do is I would just, before I knew about hypnosis, is I would just lay there and just even say out loud, I will lucid dream, I will lucid dream. And then I'd like start to fall asleep to that, and then I would like say to my mind. And intention is so powerful. If you've ever done the whole thing, if you've heard, there's this, it works with waking up also, where if you're like, I'm gonna wake up at 7 a.m., your body will wake you up at 7 a.m., like that inner clock. But it works with lucid dreaming. So if you tell yourself, I'm gonna lucid dream, and you say with 100% like conviction, it's gonna happen. If you do it enough times. So trust. Okay, so hopefully by now, if you do all these techniques, if you try hypnosis, if you do the dream journal, if you do the waking back to sleep technique, if you convince yourself when you're trying to do it that you're gonna do it, by then, usually if you're thinking about it this much, it'll happen, or even sometimes it'll just happen at night, just because you're putting so much effort towards this and it's so much in your mind. You'll end up lucid dreaming. Then you're there. Now, how to use this now? This is the part for creatives. How do you use this for creating? And there's a few ways of doing that. So in itself, the experiences themselves can be so inspiring that that's enough to get you to create. Now, if you're just kind of not sure, still, it's just you're just seeing like just random things and they're not particularly inspiring. Something I like to do is to envision a door, and then say, when I open this door, behind it there's going to be the artwork that I need to create. That's going to help raise the consciousness of the collective, for example. That's what I like to say. And then I open that door and there could be something there. Or you can imagine a radio. Let's say you're a musician. You can tell yourself, okay, when I turn on this radio, the song that I need is going to be playing, that I need to create. That's another way. You can get pretty creative with how you acquire the inspiration. Another technique is asking for a guide. So there's something I like got really into for a while, which is I just go in there and I just be like, can I get a guide, please, a spiritual guide? And for some reason, some sort of something would always show up. Most of the time, it was like people, but there was some times where it'd be like there was one time where it was a bear. Yeah, dreams are wild, but yeah, ask for a guide, and then once the guide's there, you can ask them, hey, like, what should I write about? What should I write a book about? They'll tell you most of the time. Unless you're not supposed to know for some reason, then I mean, keep asking. But yeah, you can use that. So there's lots of creative ways of kind of you know, getting inspiration. Something else that's really cool is if you want to create one about a specific, like, let's say being or deity. Like, I like creating artworks of Buddha, so what I would do is I would ask my guide to take me to where Buddha hangs out, and that was very inspiring. But that's just some ideas of how you can use lucid dreaming for creating artworks or creative things. And even if you're not even going to use it for creative things, it's really cool and fun to do. And remember, your exit ticket is always changing your breath. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more detailed and intense these lucid dreams get, to the point where you know, they can start to seem more real than this, which is when it gets really wild. My phone ran out of storage, but I'm back. But if you have any questions that come up through your journey to lucid dream or even astral project, which we didn't even get into this video, feel free to leave a comment. And like I said, I'm pretty experienced with this, I would say. You know, been doing it for a pretty long time now. And let me know any questions that come up. I'm happy to answer if there's anything that wasn't covered here. And if you want to see more videos like this, please give me a follow. I'm going to do lots of videos on everything art and lucid dreaming and altered states of consciousness and spiritual stuff, and might do some guided meditation. So if you want to see if that interests you, give me a follow. And if you like some cool trippy art, check out my art. It's in the description, the link to my website. And thank you all, love you all, and sweet dreams.